DNVR Broncos Live special edition. You want to know why?
Because the Broncos are back.
back.
The Broncos are back.
Let's go. Coming
Let's
to you.
go, baby.
From the DNVR Bar on the corner of Colfax and York in finally sunny and beautiful downtown Denver, Colorado. And the Broncos really are back. It feels good. Feels good.
And maybe they're back in just a further aspect of being on the field. Maybe they're actually back as an organization.
Wow.
Maybe things have turned around.
Wow, you're really feeling it. Man, the vibes were good at Dove Valley today.
Vibes were...
They were great.
In some ways, the vibes were great. In other ways, the vibes were like 1950s.
No cell phones?
Exactly.
I would have gone with like the 90s, but also the 50s. Though you're not
They
wrong.
had cell phones in the 90s.
Were people pulling them out just to scroll? Yeah.
This
They had
was
like carrying cases for them.
So the Broncos new media guidelines when we're at practice. In the past, we used to be able to tweet what happens at practice, and they're like, you kind of knew where to draw the line, like.
Yeah, you can't be like, Broncos come out and I write.
Right, yeah.
22.
Yeah. Oh, the Statue of Liberty will involve KJ Hamler on this. You couldn't have done that in the past, but you could say in the middle of practice, oh my gosh, Javonte Williams is practicing. You could say Jeudy just made a beep, 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 beep catch. But you could actually say those things.
Backwards?
That's how we have to say it
catch? Beep, beep, beep.
An
An effing catch?
Yeah, it was bleeped out because I can't say those details
Usually
now.
that's just one long beep. A bunch of short beeps mean backing up.
But I think no, because they're different words.
Oh,
So
it was a great catch then.
No, it was there were a lot of things in there.
Damn.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah. But so actually, I think that these special edition pods are even better because it's not like we've been dropping these hints throughout, from 10 a.m. until now.
But
we had to be quiet until
true.
about an hour ago when we were able to put this out on Twitter. So, this news is pretty much coming to you fresh off the wire if you're watching on YouTube.
There you go.
Liar.
But also got to be a little more careful, I guess, than we used
Oh,
to.
I am terrified.
Unfortunately.
I am stressed. I'm going to be picking my words so specifically. Like, I'm going to read through my new notebook today. By the end of this whole OTA thing, this thing's going to be worth millions because I'm writing everything in there.
Looks like the book that, like, generational, like, player from a movie, like, he's, like, gets all the girls. That's where he, like, writes all their numbers.
Ooh, there are a bunch of numbers in here. Things like who was working with the starters, who was on the side field.
Can't say it.
Definitely
Who was,
can't say any of that.
Ooh, that's a good one. You guys would love to know that one.
I love it.
So we all had our pen and paper there.
Yep.
Because I'm so against being in the 1950s, I went ahead and took pictures of my notes so I have them on my phone.
What the
So it's very convenient.
I feel classy.
I have to say,
It's moleskin.
I'm glad I wasn't there because I used to be unique with my notebook.
Yep. Nope. We're all one of you now.
You're all just stealing my swag. I was
Yep.
the real notebook guy. Just remember it.
There were probably
Okay.
some
I
people
remember.
that have never used their phones before that have truly been the OG notebook people. There's a couple of those in the media
Yeah.
corps.
Yeah.
I've been covering the team since before you were born.
Oh, okay.
I
I,
don't-
thought you were going to pick a year. Then we'd know for sure who you were talking about.
Yeah. I forgot about the dinosaurs.
It's rude.
You were the only millennial
There we go.
using a notebook.
We should say the whole, like, we're not allowed to use the phone thing, like all that stuff. Sean Payton did talk about that. And he basically said, wait, do we have the clip? Are we doing the clip?
You hear? Do we have that clip? Sean Payton spicy.
It's on.
Spicy.
It's on DNVR
DNVR
Broncos
Broncos Twitter.
Yep. And in the caption it
Spicy.
says spicy SP.
There are things to talk about.
All right.
This was $25.
We'll get to that. Let's get to the most important thing right now, not
Please.
being that Henry's book was $25.
It wasn't even labeled as that. I got up there and I was like, you're kidding. It's paper.
It's moleskin.
It is moleskin, but what is that?
I don't know.
That's why I grabbed it. It turns out it must be expensive.
I know it's not moleskin, and that's Javonte Williams' health. Javonte Williams, it's true. It's factual.
Sure.
Javonte Williams was practicing with the Denver Broncos on
was.
May 25th today. I can't believe it. Sean Payton 2 weeks ago at rookie minicamp told us that he expects Javonte to be ready to go the first day of training camp. I said, I'm not going to believe it until I see it. Today, I saw it, and he was practicing in a limited capacity, really practicing during the walkthrough period before they even stretched. But still, the fact that he was out there blows my mind.
And that's why, like, again, the details of what is allowed, what isn't allowed, I'm not totally sure. But during the shooting period, you can say he put on his knee brace. People could have taken pictures. So he put on his knee brace during the shooting period.
Which, what I'm saying is the shooting period, what we saw him do before the shooting period was when he was active. So you put 2 and 2 together, no knee brace. When he was running at 80%, when he was cutting, when he was taking handoffs from Russell Wilson in the team period, again, more of a walkthrough team period, but he was doing that. Then he put on the knee brace, continued to do some more stuff really on the side for the rest of practice. But still, I mean, I'm just blown away.
Yep.
Can't spell spicy without SP. So let's see, what Sean Payton had to say about why you guys aren't allowed to have your phones out at practice like you're back in high school.
We promise that's him up there above the shoulders. Oh, no. There he is.
Here we go.
Yeah, that was our policy at the Saints, and I just carried it here. So that's everyone's been affected about in this side of the building with the way we're doing things. And look, you guys got the rookies for an open locker room, and then I took away your little Twitter post during practice. So call it even.
No, not even at all, my friend. That is not even. He allowed us, he was so kind to allow us to talk to the rookies for 30 minutes. Now he's taking away our ability to tweet during practices for the rest of eternity. Yeah.
To be fair, there are some people who be like, oh yeah, good interviews. I don't really use Twitter. For Zach in particular, I would say maybe the most devastating
Very
of any media member.
untrade.
Yeah, I would say I had the tweets ready to go, fired them off right when we were allowed to. They still did fine.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Did some numbies?
I did do some numbies, and I think that the one that did the most numbies was Javonte Williams, just because of how good of news it is.
Hold on. I just have to have a take about this really quick. Sean Payton gained nothing from this.
You know what I heard him say is, I'm changing a lot of things around here. Everyone's impacted, and so I'm going to impact you guys.
I mean,
This is how we've always done it, going back to the 1950s ways.
It's absolutely a I'm the boss move.
And he is.
And
No
I
one
know
questioned
there are
it.
going to be people out there who are like, good, he should be, F the media, which is fine. To me, it's just like, you gain nothing from not letting the media tweet other than just saying, like, guess what? I can do this, so I'm going to.
there are things I would have tweeted that, again, I don't want to be too much of a tease, although I did make the joke earlier. But there's things that, like, I would have tweeted that would have, like, you would have seen, like, oh, that play was against that guy. What does that mean? So I do think that there's little things. Do those things actually come up in the season?
But they
Probably
don't
not,
matter. That
again,
affects nobody other than
that's
just,
what football coaches do, though. And like, if you want the old school football coach,
To be
which
fair,
is what
though,
the Broncos needed, then this is just what comes with it.
But you say that's what football coaches do. That's not what 90% of football coaches do.
I said old school.
in
I
the
said if you
NFL.
want an old school football coach, this is what he's gonna do, and that's what I wanted. So I can't complain.
Here's what
too
I will
much.
say. It actually just makes your guys' life easier.
It does.
Maybe worse, but definitely easier.
It's a little more unsettling, sitting on the Javonte Williams news for 2 hours. Being paranoid, looking around. Okay, is anyone else about to tweet this? Am I going to be 2 hours late on news? And it does affect the fans. So I am happy that we're talking about it because now fans are probably like, wait, I thought practice started at 10. Why am I not hearing anything? Has every media member died, or what's going on? No, it's because we can't report anything. And what we can report is now way less than what we have been able to report in the past. Good thing is, for training camp, it should open up at least a little bit.
And Takeon of the Source says, LOL, when he was laying down the lawn, Wilson, you were all for it. That's the quarterback of the team. That actually affects the football.
But again, and that's what I was saying. I was like,
100%.
you want that on that side? It's gonna be happening everywhere.
Yeah, and like I said, I get it. It's just like, there's no benefit.
But the thing is, it does not have to be happening everywhere. You can view the how you treat your players and coaches differently from how you treat the media. But clearly, Sean in that answer made it clear. It's impact. I'm impacting everyone, so I'm going to impact you.
All right, and that includes, that's why there's never a tweet from the Broncos account anymore.
Yep.
Until today. Do we have that tweet?
Well, it's because
I didn't send the tweet, so I'm going to be asking that a lot. I should stop queuing up tweets.
I mean, all it is, you get to see Javonte Williams and Zach Allen running in slow motion. I mean,
which is a huge step compared to what they posted in the past.
But I mean, it's because we were all there.
Oh, definitely.
It's because we're there that they're able to tweet, because now they're part of us.
Yep.
They don't get any special privileges.
One of us.
We can stop having media takes. They don't really matter.
Okay, back to Javonte Williams.
Let's get back to Javonte.
I think he's going to be just fine for the start of the season. That's my thought.
Wow, what a change.
I'm ready. Yeah, I saw it. I'm ready.
I will say this, though. There is a massive difference between doing like jog throughs at 80% with 0 contact and then actually taking hits and taking multiple hits and then going down on the ground in week 1 and then doing that the following week. So I think that Javonte Williams is going to be practicing the day 1 of training camp. I do think Sean Payton's right on that. I'm just still Javonte would be like the anomaly of all anomalies with this injury if he's able to come back on this time frame, if he's able to not have any setbacks, because I just go back to J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins took like 18 months to come back, way longer than it appears Javonte Williams going to take. But then he came back for a couple of games and then had to miss like a month of the season after because he was still sore. So I'm certainly more optimistic. Just with how bad the injury is, I still have my questions, but I do think he's going to be there day 1 of training camp.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just my take doesn't change, which is please don't rush him back. If he is ready to go, that's incredible. Let's go. But I'm against the narrative of like, well, you only get running backs for so long. Use them while you got them and then move on to the next one. Like, that's a little too dehumanizing for me. I want Javonte Williams to play at his healthiest. And so I want Javonte Williams at 100%, not 90. Like, because you could do the comeback at 90% and don't wait for that long last 10% that everyone talks about. Of
course.
And who knows what would happen. For me, it's just like getting back to 100%. Rushing him scares me. And I always go back to Terrell Davis, like giving true man-to-man, player-to-player advice from someone who felt they did it the wrong way. He said it was the biggest regret of his career.
One of the craziest things that the Broncos have tweeted this offseason was Terrell Davis saying that exact same thing last week. I could not believe the Broncos tweeted that out, and he's essentially saying, without directly saying it, like, Javonte, I'd take this a little slower maybe.
Yeah. So I'm with TD, but he's young. He is clearly doing well, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I just hope we go through the whole path. However long that may be, let's just not try to skip any steps or cut any corners.
The Nuggets didn't skip steps. Look where they're at.
Exactly.
And that's it. If this Broncos team wants to follow the Nuggets and be taking deep playoff runs and maybe even championships in the next couple of years, Javonte is going to be a big part of that. So, Ryan, I'm right there with you. But, Henry, you don't seem as concerned.
No, I think he's going to be back. I saw enough. I think week 1, 3.5 months from now, I think he's going to be there. He's going to be playing.
How'd you see enough when he wasn't even a full participant?
I mean, that's enough for me to say 3.5 more months. I'm ready. Like, the fact that he's at this point, there we freaking go. Like, that's a big old win. He is easily on pace to be back. Like, he's probably on pace to be pretty close to a full participant for the start of camp too. But I don't know. What I saw today, I'm willing to make the bet that he's playing week 1.
I do think that there is, and I think Ryan mentioned it, that last 10% or 20% typically is the hardest part to get back to. So that's why I'm just a little bit more skeptical. Someone in the comments said, Isaiah said, anyone know if there's a bet line for Javonte Williams winning comeback player of the year? And there is.
There is?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Currently 19th in the odds for what it's worth, plus 4,000, so 40 to 1.
That's not even that good.
40 to 1. You know why it's not that good? Because there's someone that may not have to do anything this year to win it. And he's already in the negatives for the odds.
But I'm saying Javonte should be like plus 50,000.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The starting running back on a team that's going to run the ball a lot.
I wonder what he was this morning.
So you're ready to call him the starting running back? I'm not there yet.
He is. I mean, Sean called him the starting running back in Just trust me when I say starting running back. I can't get. I don't think I can get too much deeper on what we saw today.
Sure. I just mean I'm not ready for week 1 yet. So to me, those odds, I guess, are protecting against the idea that he's going to be ready for week 1. But even then, man, that is for him to come back from that injury and then be great.
Yeah.
Would be
Yeah.
very against the odds and also amazing.
You know who actually has the second best odds of winning comeback player of the year?
Wait, who's the first? that
You
you were
know.
talking about?
Come
know.
on. He's alive. There's a hint.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah. And
Yep.
is he minus?
I would
what
have
is he?
never. You could have given me 50
Really?
guesses. I would have never. gotten
So second best odds is
But what is Damar Hamlin's odds?
minus 650.
Yeah.
I was already at
exactly.
like what quarterback was injured last year. And
Minus
it's taken me a long
minus
time to
650
work.
is
actually,
insane.
there's actually a tie for the second best odds. You were right down that train of thought. Tua Tagovailoa tied with another quarterback.
To a tongue of Iloa, please.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tongue of Iloa.
Tongue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Where's the N? Where's the U?
I don't know. I just know how to pronounce
when
it.
you say "Where's the U," I think about like where have you been?
That's what I thought he was saying. Yeah.
Tongue? Okay. Oh. Okay. We gotta move on. You know who's tied?
No, I can only think about the Nuggets and the Broncos, and the Buffs.
Well, think about the Broncos,
A quarterback who
Russell
couldn't.
Wilson.
There you go. Yes.
which is
That's
insane.
messed up.
He's
You
bouncing
can't
back
come
from being
back from being bad.
Well, we better hope he can.
That
Well, I'm just saying, like
No,
that's
that
not a comeback.
that is messed up. I mean,
know.
if you want to do that,
That'd be-
most improved or something like that from the
I feel
year
like that's
before.
kind of what it is. That is what a comeback is.
No,
He's pretty low.
comeback is like an injury.
That's how
That's
I've always
usually
thought.
what
Who
it
won
is.
it last year?
2 years ago, it was Joe Burrow. I don't know who it was
Okay,
last
what
year.
actual injury?
Was that injury?
Yep.
Comeback player of the year. They probably gave it to DeMar Hamlin.
No, they
Remember he got the vote.
He did get a vote.
Oh, right.
Even though he didn't come back.
He didn't even have to
yet.
come back.
He came
Well,
back from life,
to
from
life.
death, I guess. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
It would be pretty crazy if a clone won comeback player of the year.
Wow.
that is not true. Oh, my
Conspiracy
God.
theories. Oh my goodness. You know where you can find conspiracy theories?
YouTube.
Over at Fubo TV.
bet there's some
Definitely not
channel.
YouTube. Over at Fubo TV, I'm
I
sure.
hate that conspiracies have become like so bad.
People took it too
yes.
far.
Like
They
I used to
ruined it.
love a good conspiracy theory. Now
I just-
conspiracy theories are like ruining lives.
I actually just heard a new good conspiracy theory last night. It's that the Earth is so you've heard it's flat.
boy.
Here's a new one. It's hollow.
That is not new. That's been around longer than the flat Earth.
Well, it's
What?
new to me. Yeah. So the Earth is hollow.
How far do you have to go?
Well, there's a civilization
They-
that's just living on the other side of the crust, which I think is like 10 miles
Remember
thick.
behind us yesterday on
Yeah.
the pod, they were digging out dirt.
Yeah.
They're probably trying to figure it out.
They didn't
That's
get
probably
there.
what
Yeah.
that guy was doing.
Yeah.
But then, like, whenever you see like a UFO or something, it's like the human race inside the
Like-
Earth is kind of like spying.
Like the good back in the day when conspiracy theories were good. There's just like the DIA conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't hurt anyone. That doesn't ruin anyone's
Right.
lives. They don't fall for
That's
something,
true.
go down some rabbit hole, and never come back the same. You know, like that's
Exactly.
just fun. It's like, oh wow, that'd be crazy if that was true.
And then like the moon landing was kind of my line, where it's like, okay, this is starting to get to like,
I'm starting to get scared, guys.
this is kind of a big like, that they landed on the moon. Like, okay, I get the thing, but then everything after that.
Yep. Okay, we have
9/11,
too much.
yeah.
Hollow Earth.
Too much Broncos
we have
stuff to
too
get
much
to.
good stuff, including Russell Wilson. But first, I got to tell you about Fubo TV, where over 140 channels of sports, shows, movies, and probably conspiracy theories to go along with news. And you can stream it from anywhere. You can stream it on your TV. You can stream it on your phone. Anywhere. No contract, no cable, no hassle. And you can sign up and start watching immediately.
Geno Smith won comeback player of the year, so you can win it from just being bad.
Oh, no,
the
you
ba-
can. I just think that's
Yeah.
messed up.
Eh.
Can you guys tell me
I do too.
who's won it the most times?
Comeback
won it.
player of the
Comeback
year.
player of the year.
How many
Adrian
times
Pe-
have they won it?
Adrian Peterson.
Twice. There's somebody that won it twice.
Alex Smith.
No.
Good guess.
But really quick, when we're thinking about this, use that promo code DNVR
DeMar
over
Hamlin.
at
Just
Fubo
give it to him
TV.
twice.
I'm telling the people about Fubo TV.
That's why I whispered.
That is how we are able to do this show, Henry. Fubo TV. Use that promo code DNVR for 15% off.
Boom.
Also, Shady Rays. I wore my sunglasses today. Not sure if you can tell. Haven't looked in a mirror.
You're good.
I did notice about halfway through practice that my arms are getting a little bit red despite putting on sunscreen, so I had to pull the sleeves down. That set off kind of the chain reaction of being nervous. But yeah, so the sunglasses from Shady Rays are awesome. They're polarized, which I don't know. There's probably some science guy who can tell you what that means and how to use it. All I know is it's kind of cool when sometimes you look at a thing, it's like, oh, that has something to do with polarization because it looks funny. So I enjoy that aspect. If you do something else, you might have a better reason to enjoy it. If you want some of these sunglasses, which are awesome, you can use the code DNVR for 50% off at shadyrays.com. And that applies if you have 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. So DNVR 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses at Shady Rays.
Really quick, just since we talked about Sean Payton, media, that Ryan Edwards just also made a really good point on Twitter.
He did.
He did. He quote tweeted our tweet of putting it out and said Sean Payton made it clear during rookie minicamp that he wanted us in the locker room to talk to the rookies to train the rookies for the rookies' benefit. So it wasn't even for us.
Crazy trade. You can make some really good trades when you're in charge of both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Very true.
That is.
Remember, like back in the day, you could just turn off the computer turning down trades. You could
Yeah.
trade anyone for anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn off the salary cap.
Wow.
That's what this is the trade Sean Payton's thing.
He's doing that inside the building.
Yeah, in the end, like it just doesn't really matter.
No.
And I've always been of the belief that like DNVR is the most well positioned to handle any sort of change that they want to make to media access. So I'm proud of us for putting ourselves in that position, but it is funny. Like
It is.
it's just to flex.
Yeah,
which
it
is
is.
fine. He's the head coach. He can do that.
Yeah, he's doing everything he wants, and he has the power for it. Speaking of changing, Russell Wilson has changed. Let's pull up some photos. Here you've got one just of Russ, and then you have kind of a side-by-side. Pull up either one you want. So we talked to Russ. There's Russ after practice. So if you're listening to the podcast and you want to see these, make sure to watch on YouTube because we've got these images up here. This is Russ after practice. He said this offseason he wanted to make the best offseason of his life. We hear those things often from people. He said that he feels like he's in the best shape of his life. He said he's lean and mean. And when asked how much weight he's lost, he said, I'm not going to tell you guys.
Yes. And he said that specifically after he dodged the question the first time and got the follow-up. So how much, though? And he's like, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Can I ask who asked the question? You can't hear on.
Mike Kliss.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Fans complain about this all the time, so I'll just join in with them. Please mic the media for the questions.
So they did all of last year.
Okay.
And they had the mics set up this year, and apparently they just weren't on because one that's about 7 inches long that looks like what you would expect.
So like 4.5.
Okay, well, 11 inches long if we're going on that scale. So about 7 inches long, big, thick, was right in my face for the whole time. So I know there was one there.
Well, we couldn't hear you.
I know you couldn't.
Not turned on.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting question. I always think it's weird to ask people that. Like, if they offer it, cool.
Oh, yeah.
It is a tough one.
How much weight have you lost? It's a weird thing to ask someone.
But again, like, it's notable. And there's a reason Russ didn't want to share. Like,
Well,
if he were to say,
the
I
reason
lost
is
15
obvious.
pounds, everybody would be running with that.
Right.
It'd be on SportsCenter. It'd
So
be,
here's kind of a side-by-side
which
that...
not made by us.
made by Bleacher Report. They did use my photo, so that's why we're using it on the show.
They used your photo and your tweet in the photo.
Yeah.
Damn. SportsCenter used mine. No, Sports Illustrated.
Oh.
They don't have a side-by-side. We can look at mine.
They chose. This is nasty work. This is nasty work.
They cheated.
They chose the worst possible picture of Russ on the left, and then obviously he looks amazing right now.
But I think the side-by-side of even a normal picture of Russ last year, you would still be able to tell.
But
Yeah.
more interaction if you make it look
It's
worse.
true.
So they
It's
took
true.
a picture of him like holding his breath.
Puffing his cheeks out.
Yes.
with his tongue sticking out a little
Yes.
bit.
Also,
Yes.
not a good haircut, and now he has like a clean
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he's not
I
sweaty.
always feel like one trip to the
10
barber
pounds.
can take off like 10 pounds.
It's 10 pounds. But yeah, I mean, I have never seen him in this good a shape, which, I mean, I've seen him since last July. So
Yep.
In the past 9 months, he's never been in this good a shape.
Yeah, like jokes aside, weirdness aside of asking people their weight and all that, he looks great.
Yes.
He looks great. And we noticed it, when he was at the Nuggets game?
Yeah.
We're like, damn, he's looking slim. And
Yeah.
it looks even more glaring now that he's in a football uniform, which is what we're used to seeing him in.
Or, as somebody said in my mentions, looking straight up delicious.
The word I would use, svelte.
There's a Google.
It does not mean like, I actually can't come up with a definition.
It means slender, comma, lithe.
Live?
There's
is alive.
another Google.
He is alive. Life?
Lithe, especially of a person's body. That's in parentheses, thin, supple, and graceful.
You can't put you shouldn't use a word in a definition that someone has to then look up the definition of that word. Like, let's stick to basic
that's
words and
classic
definitions.
dictionary,
I know.
though. You know. So Russ did look better. He did look a lot slimmer, and
Yes.
I said this, like everyone says they had the best offseason of their life. Russ did have a very good offseason in terms of the work he put into his body, and when he talked about the offseason, he understood what he had to do. He understood that he could not be as big as he was last year, and he went out and did it. And when we talk about an offseason, this is a turnaround from January to May. He still has 2.5 more months until the beginning of training camp to continue to do that work. So, I mean, props. Russ got torn down a ton last year. Props to him for putting in the work in 4 months to be able to have this transformation already.
I need to have the best offseason of my life. Starts today.
Yeah, when is your
Yeah.
off season?
That's the problem. Is I don't have an off season.
I can make it. I think our off season, in quotes for the most part, is during the Broncos off season. True off season. It's the end of June to the end of July.
Oh yeah, that's about the only time.
Especially like that's when Avs will be done, Nuggets will be done. Broncos is on their only time where they're technically really off, and then we just have the Rockies.
Yep. The Nuggets, the Avs run last summer and the Nuggets run this summer.
Yeah.
Makes it tough on the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
A trade I'm willing to make.
Oh, absolutely. Russ has not been partaking in that playoff run in terms of
Drinking every other night.
Yeah, exactly. He's looking really good. And he said that Sean Payton is one of the best coaches of all time.
Correct.
Yes. He had high praise for Sean and high praise for Javonte as well.
And
Yes.
also with Sean and Russ, they had a little interaction that was
Cute.
the most fun we've ever seen Sean be with Russ. A cute little interaction after when Sean was getting off the podium, when Russ was getting on the podium as well. I don't even remember what it was about, but it was some
Nuggets?
some friendly. No, it wasn't. There was some friendly banter and a couple of
This
laughs
guy,
between the
yeah.
two.
Huh. I did hear. You could kind of hear at the end of his press conference, someone said, like, go Nuggets?
Yes.
Someone said, are you going to be at the Nuggets finals? And he said, oh, yeah, go Nuggets.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
someone said,
Yep.
go Nuggets? And he's like, yeah, go Nuggets.
Expect Russ to be there. Probably
course.
Sean as well. But with Sean and Russ, today Sean did something very different. The Broncos were on a very strict timetable. That's actually why 2 Broncos are talking right now as we speak, and Henry and I are here because they had to change things around.
Shit, I didn't know
But Sean kept his answers very short today, which is not like him. We talked to him for about 6 minutes when typically his press conferences have been 30 minutes. Russ, he would talk and talk and talk last year. I think Sean Payton has said, let's dial that back. Russ was pretty concise, shorter answers than usual. So I think we're seeing a new Russ on the field in his physique, and then also off the field in the way that he's going to conduct himself, both on the podium, but then also with social media. We've seen way less from him, and I think that's maybe not Sean Payton directly telling him, but Sean Payton kind of, his presence making Russ understand.
Yeah, I think Russ honestly logged off of Twitter a bit because it was just so toxic for him. Now, I don't see him as a mention reader. Like, I don't think he's in there scrolling through his mentions.
Yep.
But he knew anything he posted was getting torn to shreds, ripped apart.
And our
ratioed.
guy Ryan Green,
Yep.
who was with us at the press conference, said Sean Payton was saying that Russ can type 65 words per minute, and as he was walking off, and that's the literal truth. Yeah, I don't.
What does that mean?
It was very weird.
And then he said, like, yeah, I bet half the rest of you guys probably can't do that.
Yeah, it was very random.
the
Extremely.
media who types, obviously.
This wasn't like a hidden meaning behind it. Sean was just giving
A
Russ
fun
credit
fact?
that he could write.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun fact.
I
Funner
you
than
might-
being 5'8".
I almost think that's one of those, like, college football player pages where it's like 2022 he did this, 2021 he won this one, and then at the bottom it says like personal info.
Can type 65 words per minute.
He likes to play NBA 2K in his free time.
Yeah.
Can type
very
65 words per
random.
minute. Yeah, like he must have been like looking through something that had.
He said, Sean
Think
said he
about
learned
this,
that
Henry.
today.
That is the section for fun facts. The height goes up at the top in the
It's true.
bio section.
It's true. Yeah, yeah. And you know how long those bios typically are? Oh, they're so long, because they write so much. And Henry wasn't able to even write, a couple sentences for the Madden
Well,
League.
I just don't even know what I'm doing.
So 65 words, that must be like he's in, like Sean just picked up on that. He's like taking notes in practice or like in the meeting room.
Yeah, I
that
don't
could
know.
be. He would be a computer note taker. Would he?
I don't
Russ,
know.
If it's just if he's that fast at typing.
That's only like medium fast, I think.
Really? I would have no idea.
I have no idea either.
I think
65
there's
words per
websites
minute
where
is
you
a
can check.
word a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over.
What
The
is
car
fast?
ran through the. Like, it doesn't take a second to write a word.
It's not as
Wait,
fast as your toothbrush.
let's time Henry.
Okay.
Get your notes out.
No. There's just literal ways. There's computer
Yeah.
rhythms to do this. There's
Well, I was just going to type him tweeting the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. That's a lot to remember. Okay. Ready?
Wait.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! Should I just fill in on other big takeaways from?
Only if you want
Okay.
to distract from the real news.
Oh my
3.
gosh!
Wait. What?
We've
The
got
quick
real
brown
news
fox-
today.
The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
Okay.
This is absurd.
3, 2, 1, go.
The quick brown fox.
I forgot the rest of the words.
This
when he
is
started.
this is a podcast. We have to be talking during it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got through 5 words
on.
before Zach started talking, and then I forgot the order.
Okay, that was 5 seconds. So
So I'm close.
you're right there with Russ.
I'm close. Well, I'll do a real speed test later tonight.
Okay, sounds good.
Girlfriend's out of town, so need something.
Okay.
Man, big. We have to talk over here, guy.
Big talk
Texting
guy.
away.
Talk.
Yeah, because I got a call from someone important, and you probably
Know who it is?
it's in this. Yes, it's not a personal call. It's
Fair
a professional call, so I had to respond because I can't answer phones on this.
Okay.
On this, a couple of other injury news that we should get to. Mike Kliss tweeted after practice: Mike Purcell and DJ Jones are coming off minor off-season surgeries, per source, and are being held out of OTAs. So that's not good, because what did we say? I think earlier in this pod, minor surgeries in the off-season can be really.
They can be more than minor.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Minor,
Sorry,
I
I'm
hardly
just,
know her.
Gosh, man, you just want this guy to be,
He's never
locked
present.
in. He's killing us for being
well,
distracted
okay.
yesterday.
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna say it right now.
We got him.
I'm gonna say it right now. Henry effed up,
Uh-oh.
and so I get a call to tell him to do
Oh,
something.
no.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking care of Henry's bad stuff that he just did.
Jeez.
I know. He's out here breaking rules, and
Wow.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it, Hank. Anyways. Okay, so I will carry the podcast for a second here.
We really can't say much.
Russ on Javonte.
That's a crazy one.
Russ on Javonte said he's one of the best backs in the NFL. He also said today
Correct.
that they're extremely excited about the offensive line, and he
Correct.
went through each and every projected starter and had something to say about them.
that's classic Russ.
That is.
He would do that last, and that's what I'm saying. That's
Actually,
kind of
I don't know if he said something about Kush.
He did. He said
Okay.
Kush is, really smart and
Okay, cool,
picking up from last year or something. So that's something that Russ would typically do last year, except he would list all of the backups as well. So that's kind of the new and improved Russ, is only mentioning the starters.
Yeah, that is the new improved Russ,
That's
because
true.
Sean Payton told him No more talking about backups. We got to get you on and off that podium nice and quick. Keep it to the
Was
starters.
I too aggressive?
I
like a
definitely got flashbacks.
7 out of 10.
You got flashbacks.
Maybe 8 out of 10.
Because you guys were drilling me.
Well,
for
because you were
something I
drilling
didn't
us
do.
yesterday.
Yes,
Well,
you gotta
yeah,
get drilled.
because it wasn't about this.
A lot of drilling on the DNVR Broncos podcast.
And
They
we're
were
on
drilling into the ground.
Oh,
out there.
wow.
Big drilling
and
day.
we're on video too, so that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, so more takeaways. Baron Browning was not there today,
Yep.
dealing with, I believe, a personal matter. Kareem Jackson was not there today. Sean Payton said it's great to get him back. Did not comment on what his role would be though, and left that open. So let's speculate. Brian, you weren't there. Let's speculate if Kareem wasn't there, who might have been a starter alongside Justin Simmons.
Oh, I wasn't there, so
Right.
I can't get in trouble.
Exactly.
Oh, this kind of works.
I would say Caden Stearns would be my number 1 candidate.
Well, I think you're a smart man.
Okay, thanks.
And
In general.
Kareem Jackson is, in
In
general.
general, I
Right.
think that,
Right. Kareem Jackson is supposed to be back
Take it.
next week, and then that's when it's going to be interesting to see, but not report, but to see where things stand with Caden Stearns.
Yeah.
Because also Caden Stearns, he missed, what was it, like 14 games last year with an injury? It was a really bad one. There was actually some concern that he was going to miss this offseason and maybe even training camp, so it was good to see Caden out there.
Great. Henry, you should give them your number so they can
I
just
know.
call you.
I was curious who that came from. We'll figure
Anyways,
it out.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah, man, Sean Payton doesn't want to give anything up there. Like when you're watching him, he's asked about K-Jack. I mean,
Yep.
he's like, yeah, that was nice. We like him.
Yep. Yep.
He'll be here next week.
Yep. Exactly. Should we go through some other? Oh, Randy Gregory, another big injury guy. He was out there. Didn't seem. Sean Payton said there's DNP, limited, and full participants.
Yep.
It did not seem like he was on that limited status.
Okay.
It seemed like he was a full participant, which is really good.
That is
news.
great. Definitely.
Any other injury news that we can talk about?
I have questions about what we can talk about. There were.
Henry's afraid to say anything now.
Oh yeah, I'm terrified. There were notable things that come to mind. Can we say who was on the side field? Because I think it says you can report on injuries and participation after
You can
practice.
report participation, and there is one that we definitely need to talk about.
And we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
This
take
is
this
so
one.
funny
I'll
to
take
me,
this
like-
one if it's the case, because we're only saying who was on the side.
This is
field.
kind of like
Yep.
if you get a parking ticket, you just leave it on your windshield.
You're not
Keep
getting a
parking
second.
there. We already got in
Oh,
trouble.
it's true. Yeah.
Pat Surtain on the side field.
That's
He was-
the literal worst thing you could
Yeah.
have said.
He
Yeah,
would have been
yeah.
limited though.
Okay.
He wouldn't have been out. So, but yeah, it is the worst.
Was he asked?
Yeah, I don't know what his.
Were they asked about him?
He was not. No, because Sean cut us off today.
Okay.
So that's one that we'll definitely keep an eye on, but it's not like he wasn't out there. So he was not on the DJ Jones track of not practicing at all, and Mike Purcell of not practicing at all. So certainly because he's the best player on your team, that is something that you absolutely keep an eye on, but I'm not pressing the panic button right now.
No.
Cool.
Okay, some more things. I think we can get into the little we're able to get into about practice.
Yep.
But one more thing. Jonathan Cooper wearing number 0.
Remember I said people that were number 0 should either like their last name should start with an O or should have multiple O's in it.
Double O.
Coop.
Yeah. and
Jonathan with the O.
Yes.
yeah, it's very true.
It's not even Jonathan with an A at the end. It's
you're right.
Jonathan.
So he's got 4 O's.
The quad
And
O.
now he has the 5th on his jersey. And I got to say, he looks so good in it. Now, I think
Ooh.
JL Skinner would also look really good in it. It looks good on a bigger dude. Like, I just don't think it'd look great on KJ Hamler or even Jerry Jeudy. So you got to have it in a bigger dude, and Jonathan Cooper looks really good in it.
He looks incredible.
Wow.
Yeah. He also, I'm still not fully convinced that JL's not going to be wearing that come week 1.
Wow.
But
I'm convinced. Just to balance out. It's a difference of opinion.
That's
Like
fair.
that. We like that here.
That's
Yeah.
fair. What was that? Oh, he wore 0 at Ohio State.
Yeah.
So even cooler that he's wearing it now. So we finally have an agent 0.
I always love when players wear the number that they wore in college.
Yeah, especially when it's a different number.
Yep. But like Nick Benito should be wearing 11. Jerry Jeudy should be wearing 4.
I agree. Who was wearing number 11 today?
Marquez Callaway.
Yeah,
Who had a good catch?
Don't say anything else, but
Nope.
yeah, he had a good catch.
That's,
I mean, that's honestly the extent we're about to be able to say everything.
Yeah.
Speaking of having a good catch, Jerry Jeudy had a good catch today. It was a deep catch,
Oh, whoa.
and it was from
careful
Russell
now.
Wilson. I feel comfortable saying that.
Based on the examples we got before practice, I think we're in the clear saying that.
That's
but
it,
also, I thought I was in the clear with that tweet, so who knows?
This is
it- it's
It's
hilarious.
ever-changing rules. Like, you guys just have to walk around eggshells for the next
Well, I
few
mean,
weeks.
the
People were
thing
mad
is-
about us complaining. A couple people in the comments. It hurts you guys too.
Yeah, it does. It definitely hurts the fans on what they're able to know or not. Like, if this were last year, I would have been able to go into detail on who it was over, how far the pass was,
Who threw it?
if it was perfectly in stride.
say
I did
Russell
say
Wilson
Russell.
threw it.
I'm
Oh, okay.
comfortable saying that one.
Okay.
But when a guy's beat, I'm not comfortable saying that because
Yeah.
we were told not to say that. But then
No one would have known that Cody Latimer was mossing Bradley
It's
Roby
so
every day
true.
in practice.
it just would have
And
been
it turned
Cody
out to be
Latimer.
completely irrelevant information in the end.
Maybe Sean's onto something.
Maybe Sean will save us from our own takes.
That could be
Wow.
true. That could be in training camp. We get to say a little more, so maybe
Oh,
not.
okay.
And then later in practice,
Jaquan McMillan, great pass breakup, great
Careful.
physical pass breakup.
Okay.
Henry says great, and I think I'm on the fence about if it was great or not.
Wow.
There was some contact.
Okay, that's why he said physical.
Oh, but I think very well timed. Personally.
Sure, but, and we can say this because Sean Payton mentioned it after the fact, he hit Jerry Jeudy, and Jerry Jeudy, he said it in a very weird context, bruised his thigh
He just said like
in the contact. So he said he suffered like a thigh bruise or something like that.
I thought he said he just got banged up or something. His thigh got banged up.
But
Yeah.
Jerry, it was said in a weird way. But Jerry's fine. But that's how it happened. Why I think it was kind of maybe not good is if you're making enough contact where a player then has to go sit out in OTAs and it's your starting wide receiver, your best player on offense potentially. But good
Well,
pass breakup from Jaquan.
But I think, important question that hopefully you guys can answer. Were they tackling to the ground?
no, they were not.
That's an NFL rule.
And also
You
no
can't in OTAs.
Yep.
But you can in training camp.
Yep.
At least the Lions did.
no full pads either.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Just making sure.
No
Also-
logos on helmets either.
And here's something we can definitely say. I was
Famous last words.
enamored with that offensive line. Not because of anything they actually did, because again, there's no real contact. Whatever happens, happens. But you look at those guys, holy, whew. Quinn Byners, the belly. I think the belly grew. I might just be out of touch. I haven't reviewed the tape. I think the belly grew. He looks sick. Ben Powers, sick. Mike McGlinchey.
No one ever says
is-
that about me when my belly grows.
Yeah, you gotta
Marquez
market
belly
it.
grew.
Or they
He looks
say
sick.
No, they say
Better
it looks
branding.
sick. It looks sick.
You're like,
You know,
he
it
looks
looks
sick. Someone should check on it.
Mike McGlinchey, size of a freaking house.
Wow.
It was, you just look at those guys. Like, I was just sitting down there watching during the drills, and it's like, holy crap. If these guys can't block, I don't know who can.
Mike McGlinchey makes Garrett Bowles look small.
Yeah.
And Garrett Bowles is a big man.
He's
and
massive.
he's bigger than Randy Gregory. And Randy Gregory last year was the most physically
Imposing.
Yeah, imposing player on the Broncos. So he is absolutely huge. When you say they look great, I just want to make it clear that's purely physical. It had nothing to do with what they did on the football field. If that gives you any hints of what I saw.
Careful.
And I would say also, there's only so much they can do given the rules in place. I don't know why I'm talking like this. This is just the facts, but it's kind of fun. So I just don't know how much I read into a bad thing that could happen.
Right.
Possibly.
Yeah, but also that caveat's got to be thrown in there.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
Offensive lineman without
It's-
pads on is not fair.
No,
Yeah.
of course, but the way you were making it seem just made it seem like maybe they had a fantastic day.
You
Yeah.
just I didn't think he made it seem like
Okay.
that. He just liked
Okay.
the way they looked.
I just
Okay.
sat down there and I was drooling.
You're
Wow.
drooling. Drooling.
He's like baby back
anything
ribs.
anything
Give
else
those
to
big boys.
drool about?
Honestly, I think that was about it. I mean, a lot to drool about in here, but unfortunately,
Am I allowed to ask, how'd Russell Wilson look?
He looked
thin.
We have
good,
to use
supple,
Sean
supple.
Payton's words. He looks sharp.
Sharp and good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sharp
he's
and
picking
good.
it up.
Yep. So that's really probably all we can say about there. I can say.
Wait, can I ask, do you agree with Sean Payton? It's just a yes or no question.
I'll pander to Sean.
yeah,
I'll suck up right now. I'll
take
kiss
the-
some ass.
I'll
Yeah,
take the-
Sean's always right.
I'll take the middle of it.
So,
In
like,
between.
if we were allowed to do the Russometer, maybe it was a 3.
Yeah, probably. Jaquan McMillan had a good, or no, Damari Mathis?
Careful.
Damari Mathis had.
This is so dumb. We're going to have to
Damari Mathis
reevaluate how we talk
had a
about
good
these
play.
practices.
So yeah, that was the Broncos practice today. I actually think we were able to get some good things out of that.
Yeah, it was
Well,
like
we were.
squeezing the juice out of a rock.
It's kind of fun.
It's got to be more fun for you because you actually know the stuff.
We do.
The rest of us are just trying to get out what we can. I'm trying to do the work for the people here.
Shall we dive into a couple of video clips from the post practice, because those are
Yeah.
things that we can actually talk about and we don't have to censor ourselves from that. What do
Sweet.
you think about
Let's
that?
do
Okay,
it.
let's jump into them. First, I got to tell you about our friends over at Bacchus
Yaya.
and
Yaya.
Shanker.
Damn.
Yaya might be trying to sue me after that one, and if he thinks I caused him bodily harm from that, maybe it like hurt his finger or something, then he can call Baxton Shanker at 222-2222 to set up a free consultation when he's going through the process, or anyone's going through this process. It is free. There's nothing charged to you, and you only pay when they win your case. And they've won over $1 billion for their clients. So if you're in an automobile accident, ride share, motorcycle, pedestrian, truck, anything, they can help. Even if you're injured at work, give them a call at 222-2222 to see if you have a case that they can win for free. That's Bacchus and Shanker. Call them at 222-2222.
2222222.
Henry, I forgot something today at Broncos OTAs. Can you guess what it was?
Your notebook? Your water
Sunscreen.
bottle?
Nope. I had I didn't have a water
Notebook,
bottle.
sunscreen, water. No water bottle?
I did not have a water bottle, but that's not what I was thinking.
You
I was trying
you
to
should drink more
decide.
water, my guy.
I didn't want to pee.
I don't sip water. I chug water.
Yes.
I chug water about 5 times a day.
Somebody
That is
gets it.
so weird.
Yeah, it's. Is it bad for you?
I doubt it.
Oh, you're here calling me out saying it's bad for me.
I will say at some point you do kind of hit your water limit where it's just like, oh, I've had 2 bottles of water today. Oh, everything that comes in quickly comes out. Like there's like a limit to what can fit, I guess.
You're still talking like you can't say things.
Sorry, it's a habit.
absolutes.
It's a habit.
Well, he can't say. I've been trying to lead him to water by
Yay.
me saying what I forgot.
Oh,
What would you need on a sunny day?
Shady Rays.
Watching. I forgot my sunglasses. Forgot my Shady Rays. But
I
Henry.
thought Henry already talked about Shady Rays.
Bad news.
Oh, did he mess it up? This is a bad pod for Henry right now.
Okay, it was a bad tweet and
It was
this.
probably a fine
bad day,
tweet.
I guess, which was worse for me.
I also forgot something over at Manscaped.
What'd you forget?
So if you're standing out in the sun for a long time and you're sweating,
Oh, the crop preserver.
Yeah.
You rub it all over the parts of your body that you don't use your whatever other deodorant on. And guess what? Doesn't stink. Doesn't get swampy is the word that they like to use. It just stays nice and fresh and pleasant for anybody. So they also have a whole bunch of other things like the Performance Package 4.0, which includes the Essential Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. It's a cordless body trimmer, and it has like no, that's the same thing. And there's a ton of other liquid formulations, including the crop preserver, one of our favorites, to round out your grooming routine. But there's also a bunch of other stuff too. They have, that comes with 2 free gifts. The Shed Travel Bag, a $39 value. The patented high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxers. Doesn't say what they're worth. I'd say at least a couple $100. So get on over to manscaped.com. You'll get 20% off and free shipping with the code DNVR. So there you go. Manscaped. Trim your chesticles with the besticles.
Wow. What is happening in the comment section you hear? Why are you giggling?
I'm laughing at Henry.
Oh, thanks.
Well, there you go.
I liked the comment that said other podcasts will probably go more in depth because they're less watched.
Yeah, I like that.
It was a flex for us.
Yeah.
That's another one that I was like giggling at, but then when I was reading that, Henry just went like, "Oh wait, they give you 2." And that just made me like lose it for some reason.
Okay, let's watch some clips from practice.
Let's do
'cause
it.
This podcast has those.
Yeah. And a producer.
Exactly.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, these guys are doing well. He's picking it up. The timing and all of those things that required. For the first 5 weeks, we were just lifting and running, and so now we're getting into some football activity. And these guys, we're ahead of schedule on the practice, but yeah, he's picking it up good. Looks good. Looks sharp.
Really good takeaway from Ryan.
Yeah, as I turned to Zach, immediately asked about Russell Wilson. First thing, these guys.
Yep. And then continue to just talk about these guys.
Yeah, and then finally at the
Yeah.
end says, he looks good, he looks sharp.
And that's why I actually think like that's just how Sean has been talking about Russ all offseason,
Yes.
not wanting to give him a ton of credit and be pumping him up at all much. And that's why I just thought their little interaction, 65 words per minute, was like, oh my gosh, he will like actually address Russell Wilson in some capacity.
Yeah.
Which is so weird because like they probably like have chatted and had like pleasant interactions, but we've only seen Sean Payton talk about him. And it's like, oh yeah, this is the first time I've ever been anywhere near both of them together. Of course they're pleasant to each other.
Yeah. No, but it's I will be following the way Sean Payton talks about Russell Wilson extremely closely.
We don't have a lot else to work with.
Exactly. And to me, a corner could be turned about my feelings towards the Broncos if Russell Wilson ever starts if Sean Payton ever starts heaping praise on Russell Wilson.
Right.
Because to me, the big thing, and again, I'm just theorizing, is Sean Payton doesn't want to be attached to Russell Wilson. And he doesn't really want, if Russell Wilson fails, touch wood, he doesn't want to be tied to that. He doesn't want that on him. If he ever starts saying really nice things about Russell Wilson, it will tell me that he's confident that Russell Wilson is going to have a good season.
Right.
And so he wants the credit for Russell Wilson turning it around. He's kind of in a place, and I don't think really what he says will change this. If Russell Wilson continues to play like he did last year, people aren't going to call that Sean Payton's fault.
Yeah.
No.
They'll just say he's done. If Russell
Yep.
Wilson turns it around in any way, shape, or form, all the credit's going to Sean Payton. So he's in a good position when it comes to that. But I really will, if he ever says like something really nice about Russell Wilson, my like win total might tick up a win
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Because he actually believes in him.
because he believes it. Yeah.
And to be fair, there hasn't been enough football time. Like this was their
No.
third practice, so Russ wouldn't have that belief. Do you think that could come in training camp?
Could come anytime. Obviously, it's going to have to come before they play games for it to affect my win prediction.
True.
But I'll be really interested because I just think he's not sure yet. And
100%.
if he comes out here and says, that's a Hall of Fame quarterback under center for us, and we're really blessed to have him,
Yep.
I'll be like, oh, shit, it's on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he might be doing this on purpose. Like, Sean Payton knows what he's doing. He knows that Russell Wilson needs to be built up eventually.
Right.
But if he just comes in and gives it to him, that's not as impactful. If he makes him work and work and work, and then day 5 of training camp starts building him up and just like carries him all the way to the season, like I hope that's what he does because Russell Wilson does need a little bit of love, and it was the same reason why I was anti-booing him at the Nuggets game. It's like, come on, man, like this guy didn't have a fun time last year. He needs to be picked up.
Well, and let's just look at the past 10 years of Russell Wilson's career. Pete Carroll was not giving Russell Wilson everything he wanted, and that was very clear. Russell Wilson didn't like it, that he wasn't just being catered to left and right, and that's ultimately one of the things that led to him leaving Seattle. But he was really good under Pete Carroll, and Pete Carroll didn't give him all of that. Last year, the moment Russell Wilson walks in the door, Nathaniel Hackett's giving him anything and everything he wanted. even up to like a week before he was fired as the head coach of the Broncos, he was still saying, this is all about Russ. We're building everything around Russ. And even when things weren't going right. So Sean Payton taking a step back, going the Pete Carroll route, not the Nathaniel Hackett route. Does that mean that Russ is going to turn around and be a great player? No, not necessarily, but that's the way that's worked for Russ in the past.
And it is all just about his manipulation. Like, that's the Bill Parcells way. Like, Sean Payton's talked about that before. It was while we were at the Super Bowl. It was on somebody else's show, but basically saying, like, yeah, sometimes you got to go tell your quarterback's coach before practice, like, first time one of your quarterbacks like throws a bad ball, I'm going to come over, I'm going to curse you out because they need a little kick in the ass and they're going to play for you. So just be ready for that. I don't really mean it, but the first time there's a missed pass, I'm going to go over and curse you out. And so it's like that sort of manipulation where he knows what he's doing. Yep. He knows if he's going to be nice, if he's going to be mean, if he needs to say like, oh, look at the media, what the media is saying, or like, look at this guy who fumbled last week. What a piece of like every single move is thought out, which is kind of a psycho thing. Mm-hmm. Also a football coach thing. Like, there's a reason why that stuff goes hand in hand.
I'll never forget it. You know, I've probably referenced it before on this podcast, but Tad Boyle talks about this a lot, and he says if I could go back, I would have majored in psychology.
Yeah.
It's just like coaching.
Yeah.
A lot of coaching is psychology.
Yep. Yeah, it's really true. Mm-hmm. Sean Payton's experienced in that.
Sean Payton is playing Jedi mind games
with
everyone.
Everyone all the time. Yes. And I think, I don't know. I think he's probably just trying to assert his dominance on us right now. Just like, hey, here's our first little stretch of like everybody gets just know you can't F with me. And I'm not going to F with him. I didn't think I did, but I did. And I'm not doing it again. I did find another thing in my notebook that's kind of a minor thing that has to be very broad. But I thought that Randy Gregory was a very good teammate today. I thought that he was very engaged. I thought that he may have been very helpful to some others out there. And I personally really, really, really liked what I saw from him, just even not from a football perspective.
I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen enough football practices.
We have TBD 0007 says, Zach, make a burner account. Okay. What if there was a burner account made?
I was just thinking, you and I were just thinking the same thing.
And it can't be me now because it's already out there. But the Broncos would lose their mind.
I'm so happy. That is so crazy that you and I read that, and I was like, oh my God, think of the drama.
Oh my God.
One of the media made a burner account. We're putting out every detail from practice. Yep. And the Broncos had to it was like a murder mystery. They were trying to uncover who it was.
Yep. It would be tough to do without them seeing your phone, but if you were able to do it in some way where every time you tweeted, they weren't able to see your phone, man.
You could tweet with your Apple Watch.
Oh,
but it needed to almost be like a voice thing that you could then send. So like I could send a voice text to you, for example, and you from offsite could tweet it.
You know what they would do? I kid you not.
All?
No, they would take all of
our to Elon.
They would take all of our devices away from us at the beginning of practice. We'd have to be putting them in a bucket or something.
Could you imagine if the tweets kept coming?
Because it's from a watch.
Yeah.
Because it's from an Apple Watch.
Like you'd almost just need
like a drone.
Right here.
Oh, man.
There's also the glasses, the Google sunglasses that you could use.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that would be the ultimate. We're taking all your phones away. And then they kept coming.
Everybody hands up whole practice.
If Sean didn't like the PR department, he actually was telling someone on the field to tweet it.
Jedi mind trick.
There you go. This is happening. We need you guys locked in.
Yeah.
We need you guys.
That would be incredible. Also, I'm pretty good at uncovering whose burner account it is. So if the Broncos need any help, I got you.
Have you found mine?
I haven't. It's not that I find other people's burner accounts. It's that if someone tweets at me via a burner account, I know how to figure out who it is.
Like via the voice that they're using or something like that?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
You won't tell us the details?
No.
The
Okay,
tricks.
Sean.
Yeah, really?
I can tell you the whole story that I'm referencing off air.
Oh, great. Well, should we
know the
wrap
story.
up? I want to hear the story. Should we hit some comments before jumping out?
One more video.
One more
sure.
video.
Let's hit the video. You here? Can you tell us what it's about?
Oh, Yaya getting called out for his mic being off.
Wow.
What a day.
This because it was an inside thing that I was telling you. I didn't want them to hear. That's
Next-
what I told you.
Okay.
You
Next
know
time
boss
Alyssa's
much.
in
There's
here, I'm
enough
going to
secrets.
scream at her about Yaya not using his mic.
Smart.
producer is doing this. I just don't know what is wrong with you guys. And then she'll be like, hey, what's going on?
Better and I know what I'm doing.
Wow.
That's the difference. Come at me.
Wow. Was your mic on for
I'll
that?
come
Yeah,
at
it
you.
was.
Good,
'cause
good,
people need to hear
good.
this.
Yeah.
They didn't need to hear me telling, okay, he knows ball so much.
I think that's
They do need to hear that.
No, people know you know ball so much. They don't need it. It's like saying, oh, the sky is blue. They know it already.
Everyone's
I
getting
think
so
this
defensive
is a bigger
today.
outburst today.
I think we had enough secrets, and Yaya didn't need to add another one today. It's a big secret podcast.
What are
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
So many secrets.
Oh, everything in your head right now.
It's a secret.
Everything you know about the Broncos is a lie.
You could
That's
say
the secret.
500 things you can't
No,
say.
it's the truth, but you just can't say it.
So something that you can't say, well, you can't hear me asking this question to Russ about
didn't know it was
Sean
you.
Payton. Yeah, I know. You didn't know it was me. About Sean. By the way, this was the third question asked to Russ, and it was the first time he was asked about Sean Payton. That blew my mind.
Wow.
I thought
And
that was the
you
first
tried to
question.
get the second question, right?
Yep, I did.
And then he
I
pointed
did.
to someone else?
Yeah. It was me and Mike Liss talking at the same time, and I went for like half the question and just decided to drop out.
Damn. Remember at the combine? Me and someone went like head to head for a whole question.
Yeah, the whole question. And then what's that mean? You have to just ask it again.
Yep.
But you did. You
Yep.
got it.
I did.
Okay, so here's Russ.
Well, first of all, I think Sean's one of the best coaches to ever coach this game. He's intense. He's focused. He's such a great teacher of the game. And so all of us are learning every day, more information, just learning how to play the game the right way, how to practice at the highest level. And that's what we're focused on right now. And, it's an honor to obviously, put on the pads and put on the jersey and just get to do what I love to do.
He kind of did that one.
First of all, I think Sean's...
I don't know. If I say Mr. Unlimited voice, it throws it off, but it's the rest of the video, not the part when he says Mr. Unlimited, But the rest of it, when he kind of talks like this, and they kind of it sounded a lot like that.
Maybe he's got his swagger back.
Maybe he's got swagger back. Maybe he's Mr. Unlimited.
What was that?
He was referencing the I got my swagger back video.
He thinks it's really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, he loves
I
the
have
video.
no idea what video you're talking about.
No, neither
So
do
it's
I.
even funnier not knowing.
Anyways.
Oh, man, he's dying. He's killing himself.
Yeah, I honestly the whole time Russ was talking, I was just like, "Damn, he looks good."
Yeah.
I think Henry said he looks
Yeah.
like a superstar, famous person quarterback.
Yeah, he
again.
does. That's exactly what he looks like.
Looks like he's married to Sierra.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. So, anyways, but yeah, I mean, he has the utmost respect for Sean Payton.
Yep.
He wanted Sean Payton to come here.
Yep.
They rubbed shoulders at the Pro Bowl. He came
Nice.
away with a ton of respect for him and has wanted to work with him ever since. And I'm excited because I feel the Broncos have the best person in the world to reclaim Russell Wilson. And so if it's going to happen, this is the duo to do it.
Yep. Absolutely. Should we jump into the comments on the website? Oh, 2 super chats. Chris Delala says,
Isn't that a famous comedian?
Oh,
brother of
the one
Eric,
who's kind of
maybe?
mean.
I don't know.
I think he got canceled.
Dalia.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
Crystal.
Says crushingly hungover in New Zealand. Let's go DNVR.
Hell yeah.
Love to
Hell
hear
yeah.
it, man. Friday
why he's
morning.
hungover.
It's Friday vibes for New
wait,
Zealanders.
it's Friday morning in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Speaking
I'm
of New
jealous.
Zealand,
That's going to be me
I
next
mentioned
Friday
before,
morning.
like, I don't have anything I really need to do this weekend. So I decided I'm getting ready for the Women's World Cup by watching all the NWSL games. So I've been like researching, getting all my bets in, like who's where. But the World Cup's in New Zealand. Or at least it's New Zealand and Australia, but the U.S. is in New Zealand for the...
We're
Love
doing
it.
watch parties here again.
Yeah, we
Wow.
are. We have
Also,
other questions,
speaking
hit
of-
me up too, dude. I got insight on the NWSL. I watch it Saturdays.
My
Speaking
thing
of
is-
soccer, 9:30 a.m.
Yep.
this Sunday, it is the final day of the Premier League, which is really cool
Huh.
because every team plays at the exact same time.
Wow.
So they don't want anyone to have the advantage over another team knowing what the result is. So the whole league plays at the exact same time. We're going to be showing it here at the DNVR Bar. If you live in Denver and you like Leeds United, please come. Please come here.
Dang.
I need to be with my people.
So you're saying that's going to be on the big TV?
Definite.
Yep. Yep. I love it.
I think a lot of people call that decision day because it decides whether you're relegated, what spot you're in at
Yeah.
the end of the year. Like, it's a great
We
time.
need a miracle.
Decision day.
It's not good.
Greg S says, I love the off-topic talk, but it's so nice to be back to rushing back on the top, to be back to rushing back on topic, LMAO. I'm so pumped for the season during preseason, though. I'm so pumped for this season debating preseason, though.
Debating if he's pumped for preseason.
He didn't say that.
Well, that's what I'm inferring.
Oh, okay.
I'm also going to put this comment up just because I like Karol G.
Karol G.
Who's Karol G?
And Raheem?
Anyways.
But
What?
is that Eric B?
Yeah.
Eric B. That's what it is.
Oh, God.
Zach
What?
is lost.
Yeah, Zach is
Your brain
so
needed a little
lost.
break after reading that last one.
Yeah.
Anyway. There we go.
I need a rebound from Jake Rogers. Says, just
Jake
joining
Rogers,
in.
former Broncos.
Oh, yeah. Former
game
Broncos
ball.
tackle.
Also-
yeah.
Captain America?
You're probably wrong.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Jake Rogers?
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Anyways, he says, just joining in. Sorry, I'm late. Thoughts on Maya? I saw the pronunciation yesterday, and I'm trying to think of it.
Maher? Or Mar?
It's Mar.
That's what
It's
I always
Mar.
thought.
Yeah, it's on Mar or Riley Patterson. Who'd you
Okay,
pick?
so-
Well, it doesn't matter because Riley Patterson is no longer available. In fact, he was never available.
Yep.
Turns out he was never released. He was just traded to the Lions for like a conditional 6th round pick or something.
That's
Too much.
That's got to be sick if you're like, oh, we're going to cut this guy. And then someone calls like, we'll give you a conditional 6.
It's like, oh, we just got
Yeah,
a better
that's great.
kicker, and we get a conditional 6, too.
Last
see
year,
about better kicker.
Brandon McManus was not a better kicker than
Well,
Riley Patterson.
I'm
Just
sure they chose him for a reason.
money.
remember when the wait, who?
Well, they're going to get McManus probably 1 year vetman deal.
I bet McManus is going to make more than
Yeah.
Patterson.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that
that's-
makes no sense.
That's based on nothing except me having never heard of him before.
Riley Patterson kicked 85% last year.
30 of 35.
Yeah.
game
I did
winner.
see a tweet
Didn't he have a
earlier.
game winner in the playoffs?
I did know a little.
Didn't they win on a last second field goal against the Chargers?
Against the Chargers, yeah. Yeah, and that would have been him. Younger, cheaper, I think.
Steve Rogers.
It's not Maher. At least according to Google, it's
Mar.
Mar. Yep. Thank you, Brett Mar. So there we go, I think, right? Did we answer
Steve
those?
Rogers, Captain
Yeah,
America.
not. But again, like, I don't. Yeah, Steve. Were there Steves back then?
Yes, it was the
Steve?
Steves. What are you talking
Steve?
It was the
about?
50s. That was like the
peak
40s.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
peak
Really?
Steve.
40s, 30s.
Steven. I guess Steven, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Jacob.
My grandpa's name
Jacob's
is Steven.
Really?
Yeah.
Grandpa
My last
Steve.
name is Stevens.
Papa Steve.
Papa,
Papa
Steve.
Steve. I like that. I like that.
Sounds like Pop. Papa Steve. Steven Pop him.
Like a
That
game.
sounds like a drug.
Like a
Could
Papa
be,
Steve.
yeah. yeah.
Papa
I got
Steve.
That's what it is.
Roll
yes.
up to the club, Papa Steve.
Exactly.
Give myself a
Yes.
drink.
There we go.
Maybe it was a drug in the 50s.
Maybe.
All these people
My
in the
grandpa
chat
definitely wasn't dabbling.
with all their Hank rhymes. Try a Henry rhyme. See how that goes for you.
Got a lot of Hank rhymes? Yeah. Crank, stank, blank.
Yank,
Sums it up. Yeah.
tank.
Okay,
say tank?
comments on the website. First one coming in from KW7 says, having Sauce ranked over Pat is a perfect example of how big market media can sway
Yep.
even the sports world. The holding alone should DQ Sauce from being ranked above Pat.
It's the same people who think that Sauce Gardner is better than Pat Surtain are the same people who think the Denver Nuggets aren't compelling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Which
Chris
is-
Mannix.
Fucking Chris, man.
The count
In general, yes.
I've only heard bad things about him.
Well, I have nothing to retort
Yeah,
that
No,
with.
neither do
know.
I.
But yeah, I don't think we're fans of him now.
No.
No. The count says, Zach, sunscreen every day, even if you're just going to sit next to Cliss at Dove Valley and then to the office, please tell me you're using high-end stuff. Sunscreen has some wicked chemicals in it. I'm worried about you. Love the count. I'm using good stuff. Yeah.
I also believe that. Yep.
Supposed to protect your face though from the sun.
I've heard
Yeah. Yeah.
pretty much
today's a tough one.
golf course for me. It's about the only time I
Yeah.
or
and
like,
football practice.
Yeah. Anytime I'm gonna be outside for like multiple hours.
Right.
Feel you there.
If you want to also dominate the sun, just grab some chicken nuggets. They'll be out in 6.
Nuggets.
If you want
Nuggets
what?
Suns joke.
What? Oh, wow.
He was
that
doing so well
good.
today. He was doing so well.
Nash Broncos
Heat
says
check. Pull it from the logo.
Nash
Airball.
Oh my gosh. Okay, couple more. Nash Bronco says, fellas, will 3-ring circus ever come back? Is that what you guys called it when you would bring a listener on the show on Fridays during 2020? I think it would be a lovely addition to the off-season content. P.S. I can't wait to see what the local radio station will have to say about the Broncos not having logos on helmets.
They still have radios?
Apparently.
See, that's funny, yeah.
I don't know about 3-ring circus. Can we bring back drafts tomorrow?
We doing it tomorrow? What's our topic?
What should we draft tomorrow?
What should we draft?
We'll figure something out.
The top
Third segment, we're
Things
drafting.
that maybe happened at practice today.
Top things that happen in practice.
I would draft.
Hypothetically speaking, if this happened.
We're gonna do draft Fridays. We're bringing it back.
See, the sun is poison. That just can't be.
The
Like
sun.
it has. I bet that gives life. It's good for you.
It makes you feel so good. Well, so does
Or hurt.
drinking.
It also kills
That's
things.
poison.
The sun does both. Too much if the sun is bad.
All things in moderation.
Yeah, there we
That's
go.
all
There
things
we
in moderation,
go.
like
Except for the
sunscreen.
Nuggets.
Or tweeting during practice.
Yeah,
Like,
that-
why can we have that in moderation?
Moderation
it would
is
be
too
sick
much.
if you got 3.
Yeah, give me 3.
My
3
third was
tweets.
too
Gotta
much,
choose
yeah.
them wisely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna moderate that though.
There was actually a team, a college team. I can't remember who they were. I'm pretty sure they were purple. Who put a restriction on their media of how many live tweets they could have during a game.
That is ridiculous.
I think it was 8.
Wow, you got to choose
crazy.
wisely.
8
You have
tweets
to
per
save a couple for the final 2 minutes of the game, unless it's like a blowout.
Yeah. I mean, probably like one early just to let everyone know you're there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Wow.
Halftime roundup sort of thing.
They'd have to be
Maybe.
long.
Dang.
All mine are just jokes and puns, so I really wouldn't have to save them. Like, if I have a good one,
Yeah.
just let it fly.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I'd have to wait. Keep 3 in the bag in the 2-minute warning.
Probably.
Man, it's like timeouts. That's tough.
It is.
Okay,
All right, we're running out of time here.
2 more.
Yeah.
UGA Broncos says, fellas, after Denver didn't listen to me about adding a Georgia player onto the roster, whether via free agency or the draft, we now have another chance to do so. Legendary Georgia kicker Rodrigo Hot Rod Blankenship is currently a free agent and I believe definitely deserves another shot in the NFL after being cut by the Colts last season. Remember that a UGA player has played in the Super Bowl for 22 straight seasons. So statistically, just adding Rodrigo to the roster helps the Broncos' chances this year. What do y'all think?
Not only does
think-
it help their chances, they don't have chances without him.
Well, unless the other
True.
team has a Georgia player.
Oh, true.
yeah, there you go.
So
And
they
the
just need to
Eagles-
play the Eagles.
Most, yeah. Most of them do.
Do the 49ers. 'Cause
I
it's
have
Eagles or
no
40,
idea.
It's either Eagles or 49ers coming out of
No one immediately comes to mind from the Niners.
yeah, me neither. There's 90 of them now, so probably. But like you would also think that about the Broncos and they don't.
True. I mean, they gotta be somewhere though,
Oh,
right?
here we go. You're pulling it up right now.
We're not going to go through the whole roster.
No, we're sorting by college. Okay, when he's pulling that up, C. Fillmore 72.
Arizona State, Arkansas.
Stop.
C. Fillmore 72. Boo, no 0 for JL Skinner. If you were choosing a jersey number, what would be your first choice and reserve choice? Mine would be 24 and 80. Thanks for the pod this week. Excellent work as always. All the best from the UK, Christopher.
11-1.
Robert Beal, Chris Conley, Charlie Werner.
There we go. So yes, they do. So Broncos are good. They don't need to pick up a Georgia guy.
Well, I don't know if any of those 3 are making the team.
I have no
That's
idea
a good
either.
point. It's a very
Chris
good point.
Conley's played 9 years, so
Yep.
he's probably washed. Though I guess at the flip side.
So 1 and 11
Why
is
are we
numbers-
bringing up the Buffs?
numbers you said. Wow, that would whoa! Clip that. Put that on DNVR Buffs.
I said 11-1,
Wow.
and I was talking about this year's Buffs.
Oh, okay. Let's not clip that part. Let's just clip that middle part. Okay, so I'm going.
RK, that's what we're calling you.
I like 1. Speaking of 1, KJ Hamler was out there doing limited stuff. Good to see him out there.
Yep.
So I'd go 1, 2.
You only get 2. Henry,
Okay, well, there we go.
I was looking up Georgia.
what numbers?
You get choose 2 numbers for yourself.
I'd wear. I wore 9 in lacrosse before. 9 solid.
Nice.
I like the
That's a good
92
number.
also. That's another good one.
92? Okay.
I was actually. Oh, how much time we have?
None.
Well, I'll bring it up tomorrow.
We'll be back tomorrow, normal time, 10 a.m.
Nuggets up next. Tune in.